Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Hey, East Alabama and West Georgia. Lots to talk about this morning in your primetime forecast for your Tuesday, 11/29/2022, as we head toward the end of November. Hey, first, let me remind you to scan that QR code you see on the screen. That will carry you over to the website where you can request that cost-free, no-obligation insurance quote from Jamie Dukas. Jamie can save you a lot of money, and you need to do that today. You can also hit that link at the top of the video, or you can call Jamie at 256-831-7770. We're headed into the Christmas season, so it's time to start saving some money so you can buy those Christmas gifts. See just how much Jamie can save you today by scanning that QR code or hit that link at the top of this video. All right, let's jump in. First of all, let me remind you, and this is very important, especially on days like today, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that little bell so that when we go live to cover severe weather, you'll be guaranteed to get notification. Now, Facebook is kind of wonky sometimes as far as notifications are concerned. So to guarantee you get that notification, make sure you go to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's absolutely free. And subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell. And then on Facebook, share us with all of your friends and ask them to share with their friends so that everybody will get notified when we go live to cover severe weather. And there's a decent chance we may have to do that tonight and during the overnight. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you that I will go live tonight sometime around 8 or 9 p.m. Central and give you an update on the latest thinking for this possible severe weather outbreak across the southeastern United States. This could be a significant severe weather outbreak. It could be one of those red letter days, especially over in central Mississippi, most of the state of Mississippi, parts of western Alabama, and even here in East Alabama and West Georgia. We could be dealing with a weakening line of thunderstorms that could cause us some issues. But I'm awfully afraid you're going to see some pretty bad images coming out of central Mississippi before this is all said and done this afternoon, tonight, and then into the early morning hours tomorrow across East Alabama and West Georgia. That red bullseye you see on the screen, that is a moderate risk for severe weather. That is a category that the National Storm Prediction Center uses very, they don't use it very often at all. As a matter of fact, it's rare to see that, especially across the southeastern United States. We may see that only a handful of times a year. So it's something that's definitely got to be watched very closely. If you know someone who lives over in central Mississippi, be sure you call them today and make sure that they know this is going on, because it could get really ugly over there with some violent tornadoes as we head into the afternoon hours across central Mississippi. All right, so let's just go through the timeline here and take a look at what we expect across East Alabama and West Georgia. This will be an overnight event for places like Roanoke and LaGrange. We're talking maybe some scattered thunderstorms well in advance of that line of storms, but the line itself won't move through East Alabama and West Georgia until sometime after 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. So that's dangerous. Most folks are going to be in the bed at that time. So I will tell you this morning, I'll step up on the podium and start my sermon. Make sure you have a NOAA weather radio. Have at least one good app on your phone that's going to notify you. And be weather aware as we go into the overnight hours. You need to think about where you would go in your home or place of business if a tornado warning is issued for your area. That would be the lowest floor, center part of that lowest floor, and a closet, bathroom. Make sure that you have items to take with you, such as pillows, cushions, mattresses, helmets to put on your head, hard-soled shoes, flashlights, radio, Make sure you have all of these items together. Make sure that you and your family know that where your safe place is located in your home. And if you're going to be at work during the overnight, get with management and understand where your safe place is. And also ask management who is responsible for monitoring the weather, who is going to be listening for those warnings, and who's going to tell us it's time to go to our safe place if a warning is issued. Understand how you get that warning at your place of business. Thankfully, because of the timing, we won't have to deal with folks at school, but folks who work in those factories and plants overnight, make sure you understand what the protocol is at your place of business during severe weather. So that is Wednesday. We will see those storms exit Alabama early in the day tomorrow morning, and then they will march across Georgia throughout the morning hours. I think by afternoon, 1 or 2 p.m., the storms are completely out of Georgia, or at least way down in southeast Georgia and up in South Carolina and North Carolina by that time. And then as we head toward Thursday, we clear out nicely across Alabama and Georgia. So here's a look at the latest from the National Weather Service office at Birmingham on the location and timing of the severe weather. That enhanced risk that we were looking at across central Mississippi will get into extreme northwest Alabama. That's where damaging tornadoes and winds of up to 70 miles per hour, ping-pong ball-sized hail will be possible in extreme northwest Alabama. Now, do storms understand where we paint the lines on the maps? Well, absolutely not. And this just simply gives you a general idea of where we expect the storms. Could that line be in era of 50 to 100 miles? Certainly it could. We could certainly see severe storms make it all the way into East Alabama. So that's why we just given you a general idea of where we think the storms are going to be. All right, so that slight risk category, which will include possible tornadoes and damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour with quarter-sized hail, could make it all the way over into central Alabama, maybe even the extreme western sections of East Alabama. And then that marginal risk of severe weather would cover all of East Alabama and West Georgia. That's where the threats mentioned, the tornadoes and the damaging winds and the hail, are still possible but are less likely and cannot be completely ruled out. Understand the timing of all of this. We're looking at 3 a.m. through about 9 a.m. across East Alabama for the most part. And so that's during the coolest part of the day, or night in this particular case. So we anticipate that the storms will be in a weakening mode when they move through East Alabama and West Georgia. It's not to say that a few of them can't be strong. They certainly can be. We just don't think it's going to be as significant when it moves through East Alabama and West Georgia as it will be off to our west. Now, as it is with any storm system that moves across the southeastern United States, there is always a bust factor. And one of the features we're going to start giving you here on Dr. Don's Weather is our bust factor for every single system that we have to deal with. And in this particular case, again, because of the timing, primarily, we're going to give this a bust factor of about 6. 1 being the least likely and 10 being the most likely that this will not develop into anything significant. So we're going to give you about a 6. Now, that's a better than average chance that everybody will not see severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. Now, I'm not trying to minimize this situation at all. I mean, after all it takes is one significant severe weather event in your neighborhood for this to be a significant event for you. The point I'm trying to make here is I think that because of the timing that it's coming through during the peak cooling of the day, there's a better than average chance that you will not see severe weather in your front yard. But some of you probably will. I think the biggest threat with this storm system is going to be very heavy rainfall, and we could see some localized street flooding with the rain. We're talking 2 to 3 inches of rain will be possible with this system as it moves through, because We could start seeing those showers well in advance of the main line by about 7 o'clock tonight. And then we could have scattered showers throughout the entire evening. Then here comes the main front between 3 and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with extremely heavy rainfall. So 2 to 3 inches of rain, I think, will be the biggest threat for East Alabama and West Georgia. But once again, we cannot rule out the possibility of damaging straight-line winds, some hail, and even a rogue tornado or two will be possible across the area. So stay weather aware today and make sure that you are prepared in the event that we do get severe weather. Now, I do want to show you our model. This starts at 6 p.m. this afternoon. You see those storms across Randolph County early in the evening. And then as we head toward daybreak tomorrow morning, the main line pushes through and washes all this stuff down into southeast Georgia. Let's back the loop up, and we're going to take it back to 6:16 p.m. this evening. This is a model. This is not an actual radar. But you can see there by 9 p.m. this evening, we've got some pretty heavy thunderstorms over East Alabama and West Georgia, and that really continues throughout most of the evening if this particular model is correct. Very heavy rains up there along and north of I-20. And then as we head toward 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, the heavy stuff, the main line itself starts to work into East Alabama and West Georgia. If this one's correct, there's some hail right there at 5:03 a.m. tomorrow morning across southern Randolph County. Then down by the I-65 corridor by about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and into Columbus there about 7 a.m. So again, that's kind of what the radar thinks is going to happen. If that does verify, then this will be a significant event across East Alabama and West Georgia, at least for very heavy rainfall across the eastern sections of Alabama and western Georgia. Current conditions of the East Alabama Bee Company. We have 42 degrees. The high temperature yesterday was 65. We do have some fog out there this morning, so be careful. Wind out of the east-northeast at 1, gusting to 4. The relative humidity is 97%. The barometric pressure is 30.13. We've had no rain so far in the past 24 hours. That will change tonight. Sunrise this morning, 6:23. Sunsets this evening at 4:36. Don't forget to stop by ML Aubrey's in downtown Roanoke or the Randolph Farmers Co-op in Wedowee to pick up that East Alabama Bee Company honey. We're headed for 69 this afternoon in Roanoke. That's awfully warm for this time of year. 68 in Ashland, Lineville, Wedowee. Woodland will make it to 68, as well as Ranburne, Carrollton. Franklin goes to 69. Alexander City at 71. And Dadeville tops out this afternoon at 70 degrees. It's going to feel like severe weather this afternoon, especially as that wind picks up out of the southwest. Going to be windy this afternoon well before the rain even gets here. And then we're caught in that gradient again tonight, so winds could gust as high as 30 miles per hour away from thunderstorms as we go throughout the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. So here's the 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. We'll start the day with a little fog and then peeks of the sun this morning. The clouds will slowly filter in this afternoon. We'll go mostly cloudy by 2 or 3 o'clock today. Winds are going to be gusting out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, maybe occasionally gusting 25 to 30. 69 will be the high today, and we'll introduce a 20% chance of rain after about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Look at the overnight low, only 62 degrees, and we'll give you a 100% chance of rain starting by about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. Possibly some severe weather. All modes of severe weather will be possible, though it'll be more likely further to our west. On Wednesday, we'll start the day with showers and thunderstorms as that weakening line of storms pushes through East Alabama and West Georgia right around daybreak tomorrow morning. So we'll give you that 50% chance of rain through about 9 a.m., and then we'll start to see the clouds erode. The sun comes out tomorrow afternoon. 64 will be the high, but that'll be tomorrow morning. As we get into the afternoon, temperatures will be falling. We'll hit 50 degrees by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, headed for 32, your overnight low Wednesday night. On Thursday, it's back to full-blown sunshine, 54. Friday will be sunny, 58. Just in time for the weekend. Here comes another storm system. Right now, we're giving you a 20% chance of rain Saturday, Saturday night, and Sunday. Temperatures rebound nicely, but again, that's too warm for this time of year, so we got to keep an eye on this next storm system for the possibility of heavy thunderstorms as well. 67 on Saturday, 66 out there on Sunday. It's that time of year, folks. This is our secondary severe weather season, so make sure you pay attention to it and be weather aware as we go into these events. Looking at the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar, nothing showing out there this morning. That will change by this time tomorrow morning. That thing will be lit up like a Christmas tree. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at drdonwx.com, which is our home on the World Wide Web. You go to our website, upper right-hand corner of the front page, you'll see a donate button. That's how you help support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. And thank you to Miss Melissa Hughes and all the fine folks at Genesis Weight Clinic in downtown Roanoke. They're one of our partners here on Dr. Don's Weather. And hey, if you'd like to be a partner and if you'd like to get started before we start doing live coverage for this event, we can do that. All you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before we do our live coverage tonight, which, once again, I do plan on going live between 8 and 9 p.m. Central this evening to give you the latest weather information on this possible severe weather outbreak across Alabama and Georgia. So I'll see you back in here tonight, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, for a severe weather update on Dr. Don's Weather.